Assalamu alaikum. Today we're going to present the EvenU project, which is an event management / attendance system. This project was made by Abdurrahman Qaziha, Nuruddin Farhat, Basil al-Durubi, Talal Bafarat, and Naif al-Film. Just to outline the content, we're going to start with an introduction on what EvenU is, and then we're going to move on to the work plan and budget, and then requirements, design and architecture, implementation, testing, deployment, and then finally we're going to have a demo for both the mobile applications and the website. So starting off, we're going to introduce EvenU, which aims to reinvent the wheel. So the problem that we're trying to solve would be that entering large-scale events is a slow process that requires human intervention. Managing events is a complicated process with lots of moving parts and different communication channels. And the way we're trying to solve it is to have a one-stop platform that acts as a mediator between event organizers, booth organizers, and event visitors, allow event organizers to organize and manage events, as well as automate the event entry process. So what is EvenU, and how does it solve the aforementioned problems? We can look at EvenU from two main perspectives, the perspective of the visitor and the perspective of the event organizer. So when it comes to the visitor, EvenU aims to make registration quick and easy using the EvenU app as well as the web interface, and it also allows smart and easy entry to the event venue without having to pull out an identity card or use a QR code. You can enter using your face and be authorized immediately. Now when it comes to the organizers, it allows easy management and creation of events. And it allows publicity for events since organizers can publish their events right in the Explore page of the EvenU website. So to begin with, we had to plan how we're gonna, let's say, proceed with this project. So we needed a work plan as well as a budgeting plan. So we're going to start with the schedule. So we scheduled the 6 main tasks using a Gantt chart. And then we had the risk assessment, so we had varying categories of risks that we had to deal with based on their severity. And finally, we're going to talk about the cost, which is going to be, for the development, 0 riyals. The only cost would be the operational cost. And now we're going to move on to the requirements that help us achieve our goals. We'll start by the methods that we use to collect requirements, which is basically by contacting our main stakeholder. So that would be the Robotics and Internet of Things Lab, since they needed to use the idea of face recognition in their Smart Tech event. So we basically developed the app for them, so it was based on their requirements. But then the extra features that we added, we used brainstorming to basically come up with ideas that would be helpful and we feel that will bring value to the application. So here are some examples of some functional, non-functional, as well as interface requirements. So now we're going to move on to the design and architecture, which we need to bridge the gap between requirements and implementation. So starting off with the quality attributes, so we'll focus mainly on 3 quality attributes. That would be usability, security, and availability. For usability, we implemented 2 main tactics. That would be the undo function, which allows users to go back if they made a mistake, as well as the task model, which attempts to predict what the user is trying to do such that it can help him out. When it comes to security, we use 3 main tactics: authentication, which basically verifies the identity of the user; authorization, which gives access only to authorized users; and data confidentiality, which ensures that the data stays hidden until needed and the user is authorized to access it. Finally, when it comes to availability, we used 2 main tactics. First of all, the heartbeat, which is a component that emits a heartbeat message periodically, and another component would listen to it. This would basically help the system know if the system has a fault. When it comes to transactions, we basically try to group transactions into a bundle. So if one transaction fails, the entire bundle fails and the data will not be corrupted. So for the design, we used the 4+1 view model. So we have 5 views that are centered around the first view, which is the user view that is represented by the use case diagram. And then we have the logical view, which is represented by the class diagram, and the implementation view, represented by the component diagram, the process view, which is represented by the sequence as well as the activity diagrams, and finally the physical view, which is represented by the deployment diagram. So when it comes to the architectural pattern that we used the model template view pattern, which is similar to the model view controller, but it is modified to fit Django, which is the framework that we're using. So it has 3 components: the model, which is similar to the model in MVC, so it describes the data; the template, which is basically how the user sees the data, similar to the view; and the view, which controls what the user sees, which is basically URL dispatcher, so it is similar to the controller in the MVC. Finally, this is the full architecture of the system, which basically implements the MTV pattern. So now we're going to move on to the implementation or the development. So when it comes to the development, on the back end, we used Django, which uses the language of Python, and it was integrated with the PostgreSQL database. And we also integrated the face recognition model using TensorFlow. So we basically used a machine learning algorithm that is used for face entry. And the backend connects to the front end via REST API, which turns the data into a neat JSON file or JSON data that can be basically read easily by the front end. So when it comes to the front end, for the mobile side, we used Flutter, which is a framework that helps us develop apps on iOS and Android simultaneously. And for the web, we used React.js. For the development environment, the team mainly used Visual Studio Code to write code, and we used also DataGrip to basically manage and modify the database. And finally, we used GitHub for version control. So now moving on to software testing to ensure that the software works. So we're going to start with unit testing. So we used unit testing for automated API request testing using Postman. And for integration testing, we tested the software with integrated services such as TensorFlow for face detection, as well as Docker for deployment. When it comes to the system, we tested the web and mobile interfaces, which basically control the entire system. These are some examples of test cases, unit test cases. And now we're going to move on to deployment. So when it comes to the server side, we deploy the system using Docker, which is a tool that is used to streamline deployment and use the server on multiple platforms. And when it comes to the mobile app, we're planning to deploy it on both iOS using the Apple App Store and Android using the Google Play Store. And finally, we're going to move on to the demo. So we have 3 demos. The first one would be for the registration app, the second one would be for the event entry app, and the third one would be for the EvenU website.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm going to show you our app, EvenU. This is the home page that contains all the events that visitor can register in. I can filter the event for their type, for example, technology, sport, and so on. I also can clear the filter. I can search for specific event, for example, Leap, FIFA, and I will go to the Leap event to register in. And this page contains all the event detail, for example, name, description, type, date, start date and end date, location, time, and attendance, agenda. Also, I will click to the register. So they asked me if you have an account. If you don't have an account, click no. If you have, you can press yes and go log in, and you can after login successfully, you will register in the event directly. If you don't have, you can press no. On this page, it's event registration page that help you to register in the event. Also, at the same time, it will create for you an account. For the photo, it's optional, but your photo help us to verify your identity and the event. For example, I will upload my image, write my name, password, I can see it like this, my email, my gender, job. Also, I can choose my gender, male or female, like this. After that, I will click to the complete registration. It will take some time for uploading your email. So this page is mean that you have successfully registered in the event, and we go to the home screen. So I want to go to the profile page or history page, so I should log in. So write my email, I click to remember me, so it helped me to save my status. And so if I close the app and open it again, so I don't need to log in. So click log in. So on this page, it's profile page, show me all my information. Also, I can edit any of them. For example, the name. For example, I will edit it to Basil and to Ruby. So or change. Also for edit a number, phone number, birth date, job, and so on. Also the image. For QR code, use an email. So the QR contain your email, help you for event attendance and the event place. We will see the benefit of it in for second app. I will go to the home page. I can go to the history, and the history contains registered event that you registered in, and the past event that you already registered in, but the duration or the time of the event already finished. For example, if I don't want to attend to the leap event, I can cancel it like this. I click the leap, I can cancel it. Show me, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. So successfully cancel it. So I can go to the home page. So I'm already logged in the application, so I can register in the event easily, like this FIFA. Just, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. So it's automatically register in the event without need to write any extra information, like this. finally I can log out mine. So I'm log out. So if I have an account and I'm not log in, so I can register like this. For example, leave. Register now. Do you have account? Yes. I will write my account. So I'm already logged in. Also, at the same time, register the event. So make a different way to register in the event. So make it easily and quick to visitor to register in the event. And that's it. And thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm going to show you our second application, which is for verifying the attendance for the visitor. In this page is login for event owner. So I will write the event owner email and the password. We'll log in. So this is the event page. That contain all the event that the event owner have already created in our website. For example, go to the leap. So this is the on-site registration. So this page will be in the event place, for example, leap. So the visitor can attend themselves in this app and print the badge without help from anyone. So for verifying the attendance, we have two options: face and QR code. Face, if they have already uploaded their image for EvenU app. If they don't, so can use the QR code that in our app in EvenU. So I will try in face. So it will open the camera and detect my face. So face detected. So he will ask me if you are you Basil, to make sure that it is the right person. Yes, I'm Basil. I will click yes. So this is the page which show me all my information. So I make sure that all my information is correct. If not, I can press no try again and go to the first page and choose another option QR code. I'll choose the face again. I'll choose yes, print the badge. This is download. This is the badge, so I can print it. And another other option, which is for QR code, I would, for example, no, try again. And the event owner can to the back to the event page. I will choose another event like FIFA World Cup. So I will choose QR code. So this is the app. So the QR code EvenU. So you QR code detected. Are you Noura? Yes. So this is their information: name, title, email, mobile phone, and so on. So yes, print the badge to the Noura badge, the name, job, email, also the uh, the event name, and that's it. And thank you.
To the EvenU website. Starting off, I'm gonna log in as an event owner. So logging in as an event owner will give us the dashboard so you can view it, where you can see statistics about the events that you have. the number of visitors, created events, revenue, employees, the employees that you have, the events that you have created. You could also add an employee, and you can also delete the employee. You could also add an employee to an event so that he could be responsible for a role in it. We can see that the employee is already added. You could also remove it here, but I'm not gonna remove it because I just wanna show you something next about the employee. So now I'm gonna view the event, which you could also see the capacity of it. You can see the event details here, the number of visitors, and the visitor will show up here if they register in the event. You could also delete the event. Another thing is that you could also go into the event and edit it if you wanted to, and the event owner can also create an event here, and he could see his profile and his events in the profile page, but he could also edit some of the information that he has. So going back home, this is the main landing page for EvenU, where you can see some stats about EvenU, some of the features that it has, and a glimpse of the events that are currently available. So I'm gonna log out now and I'm gonna log in as a visitor, or I mean as an employee. So this is knife, which we added to the cyber warfare event before. So basically he would know the events that are currently assigned to him, and he could also view his profile and edit it. Now I'm gonna log in as a user or as a visitor. So as a visitor, as you can see, there's not gonna be any dashboard. It has the same profile and the events that he is currently registered in. He could also view all the events in EvenU, and he could register in the events as well if he wanted to. So we've already registered to this event. Same landing page, and yeah, that is basically the main functionality of the EvenU website. We have a sign up for the event owner and a sign up for visitor, which he would need to upload his photo to use face recognition later on if he wanted to. And yeah, thank you for seeing the demo.